Whether it's a missing person, an unsolved homicide, or keeping citizens safe, there are a number of cases that are still unsolved. Please take a moment to listen.
MPDC got the call around 10:54 p.m. on Thursday, September 10th, 2020. A fatal shooting. The victim, 28-year-old Brandon Rose of Southeast. Officers arrived at the scene in the 800 block of Kenilworth Terrace Northeast to find Brandon and an unidentified woman inside a vehicle suffering from gunshots. Brandon was pronounced dead at the scene, and the woman was transported to a hospital with non-life-threatening wounds. Brandon was known as Rax, and some called him Brink's Truck. He left behind 3 children. This case remains open and under investigation.
If you have information about this case, contact the Metropolitan Police Department, 202-727-9099, and an anonymous text number, 50411.
Super Bowl Sunday, 3 men standing by a stairway, 4300 block of 3rd Street Southeast. 2 children are getting out of a car, walking toward the men. A sedan pulls up, rapid-fire bullets. The men fall and try to run. The guy with the children scoops one up and both scatter. The shooter gets out of the car with an assault-style rifle and shoots again at nearly point-blank range.
The guy shoots from the car. Then he gets out of the car and comes over and shoots your stepson point blank.
He was determined to kill him.
Dennis Fair is the father of the 26-year-old who died, Raheem Murray.
I just can't understand why an individual will take it upon himself to stand over him with an assault rifle to be sure he was killed and dead.
Fair is a retired D.C. police officer.
It was no thought, no fear for police.
Those 2 children almost walked right into the middle of this.
It was a miracle that none of those children got hit, because an assault rifle in the hands of someone that has no clue how to use it and just jump out spraying bullets, it's a miracle.
Fair admits his son was not perfect.
Is there anything they could have done that would have caused this?
It's my understanding there's just some kind of long-going feud in the neighborhoods.
Some kind of neighborhood beef.
That's it. But even with that, what's so heinous between 2 neighborhoods where you're going to bring an assault rifle with an assault rifle?
A makeshift memorial stands now at the scene, but police say they have yet to arrest anyone in a brazen daylight attack.
Today we will discuss the passings of Rax from the Deuce, A.K. a 22nd, and Rax from 3rd Street Southeast, who was gunned down while on Frontline, and the suspect would be mentioned in a Young Melee song. First, we will get into Rax from 22nd. Rax was a member from the 4 who was getting a lot of money before his passing. He was a well-respected member and went on a lot of trips to different places.
Starting up. Got me going through the little area, the little hood, though. Ice gonna get dirty. Anybody gonna see me? Yeah. I ain't never stop at champagne poppin'. Could've got the other water. That cool.
No. Don't just lay down.
They got me in this ice though. No place going on, no nothing. Yeah, well, spot jump, rain like. I'm drunk. That check get hit. I can get used to this resort outside. It ain't no windows in this at all, just a balcony. And this the front of the room, this ain't the balcony.
Rax would also bust down the Brinks truck chain in honor of his nickname, Brinks Truck Rax. Allegedly, Rax went on one of his trips as he usually does, but this time he would go to Las Vegas, Nevada to celebrate one of his good men's birthday. After partying and celebrating, they would arrive back in D.C., where Rax would have his sister pick him up from the airport. That's when he is spotted by some ops, and they would follow that car. They would follow him all the way to an Alias spot. He had round Mayfair in the 800 block of Kenilworth Avenue. They sat on the spot, waited till he came out, then blitzed him. Long live Rax. Next topic will be the Rax from Third World story. July 20th, 2019, rapper BoomDada from Third would pass after being shot on U Street. Shaq Da shooter from Berry Farms would attend this funeral and get into an altercation with members from Third World, where he would pass away. Homicide unit detectives arrested and charged 2 men in connection with a fatal shooting in Suitland earlier this month. They are 26-year-old Tavone Hose of the 4300 block of 3rd Street in Southeast Washington, D.C., and 25-year-old Gregory Sam of the 1500 block of Alabama Avenue in Southeast Washington, D.C. They're charged with the fatal shooting of 24-year-old Masheri Alkebular Jr. of Southeast Washington. On August 5th, at approximately 1:15 p.m., patrol officers responded to the report of a large fight in the 5600 block of Suitland Road. The officers encountered a large group of people who had just attended a funeral service at a church in a strip mall at that location. The funeral had been held for a victim of a homicide in the District of Columbia. As officers were attempting to defuse the fight, they heard gunshots nearby. Officers responded 1 block away to the 5800 block of Suitland Road and discovered Alkebular next to a car suffering from a gunshot wound. He died later that evening. The preliminary investigation reveals Alkebular attended the funeral. Following the service, he and group began to leave the area. The suspects followed behind, and when they were close enough, Hose shot into the victim's car. Occupants in the victim's car did return fire, striking Hose in the arm. A short time later, Hose walked into a local hospital for treatment. Sam, who was driving the suspect vehicle, was not hurt. Hose remains hospitalized in the District of Columbia, where Sam is also in custody. Both are awaiting extradition to Prince George's County. Homicide detectives determined the motive in this case was an ongoing feud between 2 groups who live in Washington, D.C. Hose and Sam are charged with first-degree murder and related charges. After this, the Farms would be on Get Back, and that is when Glenn Dolford, also known as No Bap Bap from the Farms, and other Farms members would hop in that ride on Get Back for Shaq. That is when they fish Third World front line and catch Raheem Murray, also known as Rax from Third World. You hear rappers from Third like B-Money, Money Reek, and Trap Kane saying "Long live Rax" in their music in honor of Raheem Murray. Allegedly, there was also a bag on Rax's head. No Bap Bap would later be arrested and charged, and Young Mally would release Free No Bap Bap, where he says "Free No Bap Bap," people still bapping. That's the end of Alias Beefs 6. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow Alias DMV on Instagram too. Can we hit 500 likes?